I've invested in over 20 platforms across all Europe. Today, I would like to share with you what have I learned from these investments. The first one, and it might sound kind of obvious, is to understand risk. I've been very active in investor communities, groups. What I came to learn is that people tend to overlook the risk. They don't do enough research to understanding where they invest. Each investment platform has different due diligence processes, meaning that each of them assess risk differently. And the investment product or financing product that you're going to invest in varies greatly. So before making an investment decision, make sure you understand. I personally really like the platforms which transparently disclose how they assess deals. The second one is to diversify. It's often said that diversification is the only free lunch, but also a lot of investors tend to really dig deeper to understand. When people think of diversifying, it's just splitting the investment, but that's not always true. If you're investing into same thing all over and over again, just dividing the sums, I guess it's not really a diversification. What diversification means is that you're investing in different types of deals, different type of investment products. You diversify not only by the nature of the investment, but also, most importantly, time. The history has proven that long-term investments over time tend to outperform the short ones. Personally, I have also made some mistakes with diversification. The one mistake which I regret is diversifying too much. I was investing too small amounts of money, considering that my whole investment portfolio was worth in excess of tens of thousands of euros. And what I ended up with was that when I wanted to sell some investments, selling multiple tens or hundreds of investments, each valued a few hundred euros, is really time-consuming and hard. It was almost like a job to me. So when I'm looking back, I guess that for the size of my investment portfolio, I probably should have stayed with at least 1,000 or a few investment size. I guess that this particular point really comes down to you, to the amount you have to invest and your investment knowledge. What I'm sharing here is purely personal, and these are my own personal findings. Continuing further about selling your investments, I guess the most important aspect is secondary market. And what I'm most likely never going to do is to invest on a platform which doesn't have a secondary market. Just having an opportunity to sell the investment at any time can come handy. And also, if we continue speaking about secondary market, I guess that one can look at it as a source of the liquidity, but I guess also it's worth noting out that secondary market creates some opportunities for investors as well. In the last few years, I saw some turbulences in secondary markets of crowdfunding platforms, mainly caused by external factors such as COVID. So when COVID started, there were a lot of discounts on multiple platforms, and bullish investors bought. When we're looking from today's point, it's always very easy to assess whether they made a good choice or a bad one. Thinking about that moment when you have this opportunity, you have to stay disciplined and stick to your investment knowledge and risk appetite. And the last one is discipline. Oftentimes I hear that people can only invest money when they have a lot of money or they are rich, but that's not true. Investment, the most important thing is discipline. Knowing what you can invest every month and sticking with your plan monthly. Even if you invest very small amounts of money, over long term, this will compound. In general, I think that the person who has the opportunity to start small and do it continuously is in a bit of an advantage compared to the one who has to invest large sums of money at a given time. My mission and vision in life is to empower more people to save money and invest it. I've employed all of these learnings while creating my own investment platform. InRento is a platform that allows you to invest in rental property projects just from 500 euros. You can invest all across Europe, use secondary market when you want to exit, and diversify easily. Visit InRento.com and discover new investment opportunities.